46-yard touchdown pass in overtime to DJ Moore to stun the Green Bay Packers 22-16 at Soldier Field on Saturday night. Definitely one of those moments where you will remember where you were. But as that pass sailed through the air and landed in DJ Moore's hands for the touchdown, it ignited a conversation that has not yet been had, but we're about to have it right now. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. And when that 46 about a Chicago Bears quarterback, so you're probably like, Vipe, what conversation are you talking about? Simply this. With that win against the Packers, you now have to firmly consider Caleb Williams in the NFL MVP conversation. Oh, I know. Something I thought we would never hear or talk about as it relates to a Chicago Bears quarterback. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb Williams must now be considered for NFL MVP. And I'm going to break down all the reasons why I think that he should be considered, and we can go through them right now. Number one, Caleb Williams leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks this season with 6 now, which I think is a record for quarterbacks under the age of 25. Actually, it ties him with Peyton Manning for that record. But 6 fourth quarter comebacks this season, which is absolute insanity. That's like 33% of a season or something like that. Pretty close to it, but utterly amazing. Not only that, though, Caleb Williams earlier this season set the record for a quarterback with the least amount of interceptions in a quarterback's first 1,000 passes in their career. So not only is he leading fourth quarter comebacks, he is very careful to take care of the ball and not throwing it into the opposing defender's hands, which we definitely love here in Chicago. But not only that, with that victory over the Green Bay Packers, Caleb Williams firmly cemented the Chicago Bears first in the NFC North, giving the Bears a 1.5 game lead over the Green Bay Packers in the North. So again, this is all MVP caliber stuff that we're talking about, but I'm not even done yet. Also, with that win and the Lions losing to the Steelers yesterday, the Chicago Bears, yes, these Chicago Bears have now clinched a playoff spot. So the Bears will be dancing in the 2025 NFL playoffs, which is a far cry from what happened last year when the Bears went 5-12 and had coaching fired in the middle of the season. So just the turnaround that Caleb had made with Ben Johnson from year 1 to year 2 is legendary and has to put him again in consideration for NFL MVP. Although I do realize that MVP is basically things that are happening this season, but I've already outlined that stuff, so it is what it is. Did I mention Caleb Williams is now one of the top 5 vote getters for the NFL Pro Bowl? So not only do I feel like he should be in the MVP conversation, the fans want to see him in the Pro Bowl this year, but hopefully he'll be doing more important things, mainly playing in the Super Bowl, which is definitely a possibility with the way that this Chicago Bears team is playing and looking right now. Oh, and if you think I'm just bloviating and talking as a homer about Caleb Williams being in the MVP conversation, Sports Illustrated now says that he is number 4 in odds to be the NFL MVP. He's only behind Drake May, Josh Allen, and Matthew Stafford. I think his odds are plus 7,500. But just think about that for a minute. Caleb Williams is now 4th in odds to be the NFL MVP. So even the odds makers are recognizing what I have recognized all year long, but now I'm putting on video because nobody's talking about this. I might be the only Bears creator, Bears media person talking about Caleb Williams for MVP, but more you all need to start having this conversation. Now, what needs to happen from here on out for Caleb Williams to win the NFL MVP? Because right now, it is a pretty long shot, I will admit. But there is definitely a path for Caleb Williams to win the NFL MVP, and it is simply this. If the Bears win the rest of their games, beat the Niners, beat the Lions, and somehow, some way, come out of the NFC with the number 1 overall seed for the playoffs, there is nothing you can tell me anymore. Give that man the MVP trophy. Everybody kept talking about how much of a gauntlet the back half of the Bears schedule was. I think at one point it was supposedly the hardest in strength and schedule for their back half. So that means that Caleb Williams would have navigated the hardest strength and schedule, I think, in the last 8 games of the season or whatever, and guided the Bears to a 13-4 record with the #1 overall seed. So the strength and schedule on the back half alone and the results of how he's done and where he's leading the Bears should give him the MVP vote and the MVP trophy right there. Yes, I know Drake May is having a crazy season in the AFC, but the Patriots have had a very weak schedule on their own. I know a lot of people talk about the Bears ain't beat nobody early in the year, this, that, and the other. But again, that back half of the Bears schedule was the hardest in the league. And if the Bears can somehow win out, go 13-4, and again, obtain that #1 overall seed in the NFC for the playoffs, the discussion is over for me. Caleb Williams is and should be your NFL MVP. I just find it funny today that these Packer fans on Twitter and all the social medias have all these excuses for why the Packers lost that game. But one thing is crystal clear. While y'all over there crying, Packer fans, and please believe I am drinking your tears. I am drinking your tears. You should be deathly afraid of Caleb Williams. I heard an ESPN Milwaukee radio station talk about how Caleb Williams was a weakness for the Chicago Bears and how the Packers would always have the advantage as long as Caleb Williams was the quarterback of the Bears. How are you feeling about that take right now, ESPN Milwaukee? How are you feeling about that dumbass take? Let me know in the comments if you watch this video. But Bears fans, how are you feeling about the possibility of Caleb Williams winning the NFL MVP? Do you think it's well-deserved? Do you think it might be a little bit premature? Drop a comment and subscribe to The Yard for all things Chicago Bears.